State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals taking on Stafford and the Detroit Lions.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. So this was the scene a moment ago. The Cardinals emerging from their tunnel, and we are ready for football as the Cards get set to match up with the Detroit Lions. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, Andy Isabella. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
On the return.
Here come the Cardinals, and it is Kyler Murray from Oklahoma who leads them out.
I still remember being in Indianapolis at the Combine when the result of Kyler Murray's height was announced. And when the tape measure showed him at a little bit above 5'10", all doubts went out the window, and rightly so. The Cardinals went 5-10 and won with him last year, but he was the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. This guy can make great plays with his arm, can scoot with his feet, and has motivated this team and has them on a really good upward trajectory.
Throwing on first down is Murray, and his first pass is incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
It's second down and 10.
Second and 10 now from the 27. Throwing again, Murray. Space to maneuver at the 40. And this one caught by Max Williams. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
At the 45-yard line.
Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it. Escaping and the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, Murray. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Brought down back at the 20.
And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. They'll give him 7 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Murray. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Jamie Collins able to get outside the numbers and drop him for a loss of a yard.
And there's Kyler Murray being sacked, and in his first year in the league, surprising to a lot of people, he was the most sacked quarterback, went down 48 times. And when you think about the mobility that he possesses, that really does surprise people because they think they can get out of everything. But so often, those young guys who can move around a lot, they keep plays alive so long that sometimes they actually get trapped. Defenses are going to test him and continue to test him. I think he's got something for them as he continues to move forward.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. On the return, here's Agnew. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Detroit gearing up for their opening drive here, led by Matthew Stafford, the veteran former #1 pick back in 2009.
When I think of Matthew Stafford in Detroit, I think of numbers, and I mean passing numbers. 40,000 yards passed in his career last year before a back injury landed him on the IR after just 8 games. And to show his value to the team, the Lions lost all 8 games started by either Jeff Driscoll or David Blau. They need a healthy Matthew Stafford in order to compete in the NFC North.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 26. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
The stop made by Jordan.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
And the Lions.
It's funny, partner, you often hear how tough it is for a rookie receiver to adjust to the NFL. I think the same is true for tight ends. You're asking them to do a lot in the NFL game with the additional blocking that many of them didn't have to do in college. And T.J. Hockenson, he was a #8 overall pick in 2019 and had a good rookie season with 32 catches. I expect that number to go way up as he gets more comfortable with the NFL game. A nice catch right there for a 1st down.
1st down, here's a run with Peterson. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That good for 22 and a 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On 1st down at Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the 2nd time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift there to make the grab. And the Lions are going to take a 1st quarter lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, Isabella. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
On the return, the Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Offense coming back out here for the 2-0 Arizona Cardinals. And Kyler Murray, what a start to the season he has had for this crew. He's becoming very comfortable in his second year, showing the league his tremendous abilities both through the air and on the ground. He's got plenty of help downfield as well. The comfort level we're seeing between he and DeAndre Hopkins is really something, CD.
It really is, and this is exactly why they got DeAndre Hopkins, to truly be that #1 target and grow a young quarterback. And Kyler Murray's taking full advantage of that. But not only is DeAndre Hopkins there, remember, Larry Fitzgerald's been there from the beginning. And now he's one of 4 receivers over the age of 36 to have a game with 7 or more catches. The others, Steve Smith Sr., Tim Brown, and Jerry Rice. That's really great company to be in. Now they get to host Detroit, who's 0-2, and then they visit Carolina, who's 0-2. We shouldn't play this game, partner. But if they're not 4-0 at the end of the first 4 weeks of the season, I'll be surprised.
I'm with you. You can't help but play that game, and what a start it would be to the season if they could get to that point. A lot of buzz around the Cards right now. Shotgun now from Murray. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
13 yards.
The last few seasons, it's almost been sport for us in the media to see if Larry Fitzgerald was going to call it quits and cap off what I believe is a Hall of Fame career. But now he's entered season number 17, second on the all-time receptions list, just 171 catches behind Jerry Rice, and maybe he's found new life as he continues to pile up the big numbers.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Lions 7, Cardinals nothing.
This is Kenyon Drake, fifth-year man from Alabama. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
He was brought down by
Trey Flowers there on the tackle.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Murray has the... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Williams. That's good for a Cardinal.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Murray a give. This is Drake. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Jared Davis.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
On 2nd down and 4. Murray looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Intended for Larry Fitzgerald. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Murray rolling to his right. He may try and run for this. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Now the former Sun Devil, Zane Gonzalez, for the field goal try. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Lions 7, Cardinals 3.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Agnew on the return. The Lions take over 1st and 10.
Here comes Detroit again, and this Detroit Lions team, boy, week 1 is the game that they should have won against Chicago. Week 2 at Green Bay, understandable you dropped that one, but 42-21 the final at Lambeau. And here we go again, CD. It seems like early in every season we're questioning the Lions, and this is an 0-2 start that a lot of fans were hoping to avoid.
You know that to be true. I know it to be true. The whole league always keeps an eye on the Lions, and every time you think they've improved, you get evidence that maybe that's not true. Remember, they got out to a 14-3 lead at Lambeau on Green Bay, but then here comes Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Jones got outscored 39-7 the rest of the way. As you mentioned, 0-2, 2 losses in the division. It's going to be tough for them to turn it around. And one last thing. Over the last 2 seasons, 4 games in a row now, they have blown leads of 10 points or more. The only time that's happened in NFL history. Now they got to go to Arizona, who's awfully hot, come home to face the Saints, If they start out 0-4, I'm not quite sure what to tell you.
Kenny Galladay, the Pro Bowler, was his intended target. And it'll bring up third down.
And 7 yards to go.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
Stafford's pass, intended for Kerryon Johnson. Incomplete. 3 plays and out. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, the Lions trot out their new punter for 2020, Jack Fox, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 all to return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10.
At their own
DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the Arizona offense about set to take over. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Murray. And he hits Drake. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, Murray. It's complete to Williams. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the 1st.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Andy Lee now. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Come on now, let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen. It's time.
Andy Lee in.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw again, Stafford. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They give it to Peterson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jack Fox now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Murray now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jamie Collins able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
Another former New England Patriot reunited with a former Patriot coach, Matt Patricia, of course, the head coach of the Detroit Lions. There's a sack by Jamie Collins. He's come up a career high for sacks. Had 7 last year with the New England Patriots. But what I think is best about his game and what really fits what Detroit's looking for, his versatility. They'll use him all over the field, both in pass coverage and rushing the passer, hoping to create more big plays as we just saw there.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Give him 8 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 9.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Murray, and that's complete. It's the tight end Daniels, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now, as he's on to punt for Arizona. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Detroit's offense ready to take over. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. On the return, Isabella. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a terrific first half from the veteran quarterback, Matthew Stafford. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
For this life, I think I earned all my stripes. I don't believe all the hype. Get back on my feet and get right. Watch you work, watch you hate, watch them lurk, can't relate. Watch you skirt out the mud, out the dirt, above the waters, in the murks, aggregated on site. Red breed, red tight, set the bar, take flight. Yeah, I've been grinding since a young and they told me my timing was coming. I've been hustling with no fun.
The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Corey Peters slipping in and getting the sack. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
that huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now the rookie second rounder from Georgia, DeAndre Swift. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
The Cards going nickel, an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. From the gun, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away.
Andy Isabella on the return. The Cardinals take over first down.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the 2nd half. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a 1-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again, Murray. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Intended for Larry Fitzgerald. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Phoenix, Arizona's the spot. Glad to have you along for the ride. 3rd quarter action and a 2nd and 10 upcoming. To throw again, Murray. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Danny Shelton busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long. To throw is Murray. It's complete to Drake. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And Murray throwing complete here to Drake. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Murray. He dumps it off to Drake. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Again, they'll throw with Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, even I can figure out that DeAndre Hopkins is clearly one of the best receivers in the game. Over the last 3 seasons, over 1,100 yards in each season. And don't forget, defenses have been keying on him each and every snap. This guy produces no matter what the situation, no matter what the coverage. Just find him and get him the football.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down. Hard 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Murray to air it out again. Sliding out of the pocket. And now he's going to, and he will score. Touchdown Cardinals. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game.
Yes, indeed. Touchdown Kyler Murray. You remember as a rookie, 4 rushing touchdowns. But he's one of those players who's not just quick, but awfully fast. Had 12 rushing touchdowns at Oklahoma during his Heisman Trophy winning season in 2018. Expect him to expand on using his legs in the future.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And an important one that is, as we are tied now early in this 4th quarter. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Stafford going to give it to Swift. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Stafford. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And give him a gain of 37.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just have receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
He was taken down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Stafford. Amendola's got it, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
First down, Detroit.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Peterson. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 8-yard line.
Let's go.
2nd and 5 from the 8. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Ball carrier.
Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. So they dial up the blitz on 3rd and inches. It pays off.
And frankly, they were probably dialing up a run blitz, expecting him to run it in that situation, but instead they end up back at the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Cardinals 10.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, Isabella. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Kyler Murray now in the Cardinal offense. Down 13-10, a minute 53 remaining. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
That gets them the 1st down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
1-yard line.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. He's back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He'll try and run it. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
He was taken down.
And there's the beauty of Kyler Murray because we all know he can get it done through the air. Terrific right arm. And nowadays, we don't even talk about his height anymore. He's shown that he can see downfield and make throws, but he also possesses wide receiver speed. He can call his own number or scramble and turn it into a big play as well. Kyler Murray, a dual threat at the quarterback position.
The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Murray. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Murray. It's Williams on the catch. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 18. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Running from the shotgun with Drake. And they'll get him down right around the 16. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. Kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. On the return, Isabella. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up
overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the West.
10 at the 41-yard line.
On first down, Drake. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That was the veteran Jamie Collins busting through to make the stop.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
$13 yards remaining on second down. Right back to Drake. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive. He can run for it, and he will. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, it's Drake. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. He's given 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
A gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Murray. It's complete to Williams. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
On first down, it's Drake. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So that one will be accepted. On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A lot of efficiency here on this drive. Heck, this may be their best drive of the game.
If they'd moved it like this throughout the entire game, we probably wouldn't be here in overtime. But right now, what you just said was the key word, efficiency. Taking care of the ball, move it downfield, get themselves in a position to score and win this game.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT.
Touchdown, Cardinals.
Making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.